In this video, we're going to discuss timeout configuration in Transactional in Spring Boot. We'll understand what transaction timeout really means, why it's important, and how it protects your application from long-running or stuck transactions. In the last video, we used read-only equals true in Transactional. For this video, we'll remove the read-only flag, because now we want to focus on transaction timeout behavior. Now, if you look at the @transactional annotation, you'll see that it provides two related attributes: timeout and timeoutString. The timeout attribute defines the maximum time a transaction is allowed to run. If the transaction exceeds this time limit, Spring will mark it for rollback. The value of timeout is specified in seconds. Spring also provides timeoutString, which allows you to externalize the timeout value, for example using a property from application.yml. This is useful when you want to change timeout values without changing code. Now I'll configure the transaction timeout to 1 second. To simulate a long-running transaction, I'm going to add a thread that sleep for 1.5 seconds. Follow my screen. Alright, now let's start the application. See right now in my database. Account 1 has a balance of 500 and Account 2 has a balance of 1000. Hit the API and see what happens when the transaction exceeds the timeout limit. See an error saying transaction timeout expired. This means the transaction ran longer than the configured timeout, which in our case was 1 second. Because of this, Spring automatically marked the transaction for rollback. Now let's verify the database. See that the data is still the same. Account 1 is still 500 and Account 2 is still 1000. Even though we hit the API, no data was updated. This confirms that when a transaction timeout occurs, Spring automatically rolls back the transaction. Now let's comment out the thread.sleep. This means the method will finish within the timeout limit. With no artificial delay, the transaction should not expire. Now let's hit the API again. See that the API returned a success response. Now let's check the database. This time, the data has been updated successfully. Account 1 now has 1000 and Account 2 now has 500. This means the transaction completed within the timeout limit and was committed successfully. So the key takeaway is, when the transaction finishes on time, Spring commits it. When it exceeds the timeout, Spring rolls it back. Until now, we hard-coded the timeout value directly in the code. But in real projects, that's not always a good idea. If you want to externalize the timeout configuration, Spring provides the timeoutString attribute. With timeoutString, we can read the timeout value from a property file, like application.yml or application.properties. This allows us to change the timeout without changing or redeploying the code. Follow my screen while I configure this using timeoutString. Now I'm going to uncomment the thread.sleep again. Now let's configure the timeout value in application.yml. Now let's start the application. See that currently, account 1 has 1000 and account 2 has 500. Hit the API. Now look at the logs. You can see that we got a transaction timeout expired error. This means the transaction ran longer than the timeout value configured using timeoutString. Because the timeout was exceeded, Spring automatically marked the transaction for rollback. This confirms that externalized timeout configuration works exactly the same as a hard-coded timeout. See that the values are still the same. Account 1 has 1000. Account 2 has 500. Even though we hit the API, no data was changed. This confirms that the transaction was rolled back because the timeout expired. And this happened using the timeout value configured externally with timeoutString. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Also, hit the bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. See you in the next one.